All right, everybody, this is One Mic So Focused. I'm making another video. As promised, I was going to give you a video of how to deal with a narcissist or a relationship that isn't working out if you got kids with a person that is very difficult to deal with. Now, I will say that it requires a lot of patience to deal with that person. I mean, if you had kids with them, there is obviously some, you know, relationship that may have been involved. Sometimes relationships don't last, man. You could be in a relationship with somebody who you truly think you know, and once kids is involved, that completely changes the whole dynamic. When there's kids involved, you got to remember it's not really about you and that other person, it's about the kids. Another thing I will say is never involve the court system in on your personal affairs because they will try to ruin your shit. I know that every court doesn't have the best interests of your offspring. You should have. When it comes down to contracts and anything dealing with the relationships with the courts, I highly recommend that you don't get involved in that. And you say, listen, I do not wish to have my case heard in this court. I can handle my own private affairs. I do not need your assistance. If they still, impede to go against that, you have every right to rescind any contracts that you may have signed. I'm not a lawyer. Let me get first off with a disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. I don't give legal advice. I don't do any of that shit. I'm just giving you personal experience on what I've experienced. So use that and take that one up. Your best bet is to try to deal with the your partner or ex-partner if the relationship is still working out and try to mitigate how would you go about uh, raising the child or raising your offspring, not the child, because I don't like using that word. Raising your offspring. Um, there has to be a fine dynamic of that person willing to co-parent with you. If you feel like that person is not willing to co-parent with you, or you feel like there is a disconnect and an unwilling to compromise and everything like that, there may be a situation where you may just have to walk away or, somehow put it in a document to where you could have maybe like a document which states, hey, this is what's gonna go here if I'm not in the the the, the offspring's life. This is a certain amount, not monetary wise, but this is a certain amount that's gonna go like an agreement, right? An agreement, a pact. I highly recommend like an agreement or a pact to where maybe on the days you get a certain amount of days with um your offspring, and that other person gets a certain amount of days of that offspring. We already know that the courts don't really have the best interests. They really just want to milk off of your um how should I say? They just want to get in between everything. Third party interlopers are never a good thing in your private affairs. You want to have your shit set up to where your shit is private. You have an agreement between you and a significant other. Get that notarized. Give one another a copy. And, anytime that agreement is breached, go ahead to see if there could be another agreement that could be made. Because other than that, you don't want other people in your private affairs trying to get you into more obfuscational contracts. And what I mean by obfuscational is you'll be in a contract, you think shit is working out, but it's not in the best party. There's always going to be some kind of disconnect because they put that there in order for you and her or you and your significant other to go back and forth with one another, or things are just see in a serious like how should I say, a serious uh putting one at a putting one or another at a serious disadvantage. And that's what you don't want. You don't really want that. What you want um stability. You want stability and equal fairness between one another. As far as raising the offspring, you want to make sure that both sides have an equal fairness. Sure, there's gonna be a side that may feels that it's unfair. There's gonna be a side that feels that they could just do whatever they want. When you're dealing with a person like that, it's only a matter of time because when they hold the kids from you, the kids eventually have a what's that called? They eventually have uh, a disliking towards the other parent that I mean the other guardian or person that's raising them. Um, not in a negative to a negative sense. They have that, but they have to understand that you're not going to be in the offspring's life for only a significant amount of time. After a while, they're going to grow up and they're going to really see who that other person is, especially the ones that kept you away from the opposite ex-partner. They see that, they don't have to be there to actually see what's going on. They'll see, okay, well, I'm getting more time spent with her. I don't really want to be with her. I want to see what the other person that's raising me is doing. I want to be able to spend more time with them. And between school as they get older, certain activities, certain hobbies, you want to be able to um, spend more time with them. Sometimes that's not always possible because you may be dealing with the person that's the other half that's raising them maybe to be a bit difficult, or they're just doing it out of spite because maybe you moved them. But in all fairness, I will say this. Eventually, time heals all wounds. You won't go through it through the whole situation. Your best bet is to just do what you can. And for the shit that you can't stop or can't do anything, just move on. Just move on. Even though you had kids with them, just be there for them when they ask for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of what you got to deal with when you're growing up and when you have you know offspring by people that are just they're not meant to raise in a sense or offspring to have an understanding because both sides have to raise and keep up with the guidance and show the the offspring how to have certain fine lines of respect to teach them how to deal with this world because we're in a very wicked world right now and you don't want them to be falling into the traps of the system or to the streets or some shit like that, and you don't want them to be in serious hardship or financial strain. And most of all, what you always want to tell your your offspring is not to make the same mistakes that you made. That's what it means to have proper guidance when you're dealing with certain factors like that. Um, Well, shit, that's all really I got for today. So if y'all like what y'all see, comment, like, subscribe to my channel. I'm looking to make it big. I ain't trying to look for no money. I'm just giving y'all some advice on what I've experienced and hoping somehow that'll pass on to somebody who may be going through something or, just see that there's no way out, somebody who they could talk to. I eventually want to get this damn live going and try to help everybody out there, from the experience that I've experienced. So if you like what you see, comment, like, share, subscribe, fuck it. Make it go viral. Whatever you gotta do. Just stay positive out there, stay prayed up, and do what y'all gotta do, man. Alright? I love y'all. Be good. Peace. One mic so focused signing out. You already know what it is.